Right, hello sixth graders. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Mr. Graham. I'm one of the sixth grade English teachers. I'm going to walk you through how to set up a 3-ring binder with all your supplies. I'm going to move through this video kind of, from piece to piece, but the rule of thumb is pause every time you need to set something up. So we'll go through a section, you can pause it, you can set it up in your binder, come back to the video, pause periodically, okay? So this video is just for people who have a 3-ring binder. If you have an accordion, you're going to want to watch the separate video about setting up your accordion with the, expanding file folders or whatever. So this is my 3-ring binder. First things first is we want to label it on the outside with like a Sharpie or, if you've got a dark binder, a silver Sharpie. Put your first and last name somewhere on the outside of the binder so that we can identify that it is yours. Okay, as I turn open the binder, one of the things you're going to notice is that along the side, I've got little tabs for each of my classes. You're going to want 4 dividers in this binder, 1 for each of your classes. So if you have these colorful tabs, you can use that, or the clear plastic ones with the little paper insert. If you don't have those and you have sheet protectors, you can make your own divider like this. Stick a little piece of paper in there, put the class name on there, and some Scotch tape makes your own divider. The first step is set up a divider for each of your classes. Okay? Next thing you want relatively front and center is a folder for your homework. So now that we're going to be getting some paper copies of things, being physically together in the room, you're going to want a place to put assignments that you need to complete if they're like multi-day assignments or something you're coming back to work on later. So I even set up the inside of my folder with a side for the things that I need to do and a side for the things that I have done and I need to turn in to my teacher. So that's a good strategy as well. I would recommend doing something like that and then labeling it homework folder on the outside again with a Sharpie. So I've got that in the very front of my binder. Keep in mind that if your binder's not identical to mine and you can find a way to get it in the front, but maybe you don't have the pocket, you can put it somewhere else. You can adapt to make it work for you as long as all of these things are in there somewhere. There's a place to put all the things we're talking about. Okay, next thing needs to be front and center is your planner. You'll want to make sure your name is on that planner as well. We haven't had, much reason to put our name on the planner until now because it's not going to get mixed up with anybody when it's just sitting at your house. But now that we're coming together, make sure your name's front and center there. You can just open up the cover. There's the place to put it right there so that anybody who finds your planner can get it back to you. Okay, then we get into the sections of our classes. Now, you might want to organize these sections in the order of your day. So your second period section, then your fourth, then your sixth, and then your eighth. But I'm going to go through in the order that I have, keeping in mind you can rearrange however you like. So my first section is English. There's only one thing you need in your English section, and that's your English ISN. So if you have this 3-ring binder and you've got a composition notebook that doesn't have the 3 rings, what I've done is taken a sheet protector and I've put my composition notebook, my ISN, in that protector so it's not going to fall out and it's always going to stay there. So that's why we had those sheet protectors on the supply list. That's English for you. Next section is math. Math, again, you're going to need your math notebook, so the one that has graph paper or wherever you've been taking your math notes. That'll be in the very front, okay, again in a sheet protector if you need it to be. Behind that, if you've got one of these makeshift whiteboards you've been using in math class where it's just a blank sheet of paper and a sheet protector, you can keep that in your math section. You might use that in other classes as well, but you want that in math because that's where you'll use it most. Okay, behind that, your math teachers have asked for you to keep a little bit of lined paper. So I've got, 20 to 30 sheets here. What you don't want to do is put the whole entire pack of 200 or 300 sheets of paper in your binder because remember, you're carrying your binder in your backpack everywhere you go. That's extra weight you don't need. So I would start with 20 or 30, and then as you kind of get down and dwindle to the end, keep refilling it periodically, but keep all that extra paper maybe at home at your school desk that you've been using thus far. So a little bit of lined paper to show your work in math class, and then that's it for math. This next section is history/science. I know that your history or science teacher, same person obviously, but they've probably told you that we'll be moving to science relatively soon in the second quarter. You're going to still finish out history this next week, like the first week that we're in the phase 3 hybrid mode. So all that you need in there right now, for the time being, is your history notebook. So if it's like this in a composition notebook, you can do the sheet protector trick. If it's a spiral, you can put it right on the rings. I think maybe most people might have a spiral for history, but I can't remember. So get your history notebook in there, and then your history science teacher will tell you this upcoming week when it's good, when you're good to like leave the history binder or the history notebook out and put the science notebook in. But for now, just the history notebook, because you'll still be finishing that up. Then the final section, you can make a dedicated section for your elective class. Depending on what your elective class is, you might need to put some things in your binder. You might have a dedicated folder or binder that's separate for your elective. Just check with your teacher to see what they need for you to keep in your binder and what you can kind of leave out or put in a separate place. So an elective section that's like kind of to be determined is a good thing to set up as well. I have in the very back, and these are probably optional resources, so again, if we're packing light, we may not need this in here, but a couple of extra sheet protectors just in case I need them. I think I got 4 in here. A little bit of extra line paper just in case. But again, math, I would say, is probably the one place you're going to need that extra line paper. You might not need the loose leaf paper in history or science or English as much. Occasionally, maybe, but probably not as much. Okay? And that's it. That's all for my binder. If there's other things I want to, keep in the pockets or whatever, that's fine as well, as long as you have a dedicated place for that homework folder that's near the front. Okay? If you have specific questions about, oh, I have this supply or I don't have that supply, checking with the teacher for that particular content is probably a good idea. So visit them in office hours if you can today, or if it's too late for that, then you can check in with them next week when we get together on those transition days on Monday and Tuesday to ask those questions. Okay? That's it for me. So now set up your binder if you're doing a 3-ring the same way I did, and you'll be good to go.